Mic test, mic. What's poppin'?
Hi!
Woo! Episode 2!
Welcome!
Hi, Zane!
Hi, Jeff!
Nairaos natin yung first episode at I'm proud na meron na tayong episode 2.
Yes.
I hope maging consistent tayo.
Hindi, magiging
record.
consistent tayo
Claiming it.
on this. Again, welcome back to those who are
Welcome
listening
back.
to our podcast titled Mind Gush.
I think every episode, paarte ng paarte.
Paarte na paarte.
So, iba-iba yung pag-deliver natin ng ano. But yes.
Welcome back. So just to give structure in terms of our conversation for
our type A
today.
girly is talking.
Yes. I want to ask you, Jem. Since ngayon lang din talaga kami, to be honest, nagkita ulit and nakapag-usap. What has brought you joy or peace lately?
Okay. I've always had a love-hate relationship with social media. You know that. I've been, leaving the app and then going back again. So, wala na akong Facebook for almost 3 years now. And I've been loving it, not having to absorb that much data on people's lives. I think that's something I realized the past 3 years that I stopped using Facebook. That's okay. I've gotten used to it. And now, I love my friends. I love getting to know what's happening in their lives, but somehow it kind of takes a toll on your, at least mental well-being if you really consume, I think, a lot about people's lives. Kasi nung mga panahon na hindi pa talaga nagso-social media yung mga tao, wala ka naman talagang nalalaman about the lives of other people unless you get to talk to that person and you get to catch up. And that's it. Parang somehow I got so overwhelmed with all the things that I see, and I tried to take a pause on Instagram lately, around 2 months ago. And I don't know, parang it gave me so much peace. Not because I don't like seeing other people's content. Ayokong ganun yung maging but it's more of me not having to digest all of it and trying to think, should I be doing the same? Bakit? The human beings na tayo, you just have, sometimes there's a comparison, not in a bad way, but you just start thinking, ay, baka may, dapat din pala, ganyan ginagawa ko to, nagle-level up ako sa ganyan. And it's just so draining sometimes. So, I did it for my own, sanity na. I tried to pause, not consuming data or info on what people are doing. Alam mo palang headspace for other things. Yeah, that's what I realized. Yung bottom point. The bottom line this is yun. Sometimes taking a social media detox is really helpful because you only get to think about the stuff that is happening in your life at the present moment. The social media detox I did for the last 2 months, I think, brought me so much peace lately. And I still get to catch up with my friends.
Yeah.
But we just talk about it. So that's nice.
I mean, you always see people doing social media detox, but having someone close to you do it, in my perspective, yun din parang naengganyo din ako to slowly do that, no? And I could attest to that. to that as
You felt the same?
Oo, parang yung the mental load nga, na minsan parang, hindi na ako nag-check ng IG. Tapos parang, I'm okay with it. Oo, parang okay lang naman pala.
Yeah.
Na, hindi everyday bubuksan ko, every hour, every other hour, right? So, ako, wala pa ako doon sa detox talaga.
Detox
Pero, yeah, I would agree.
Nothing against people who post on stories, but me as a consumer of the data, like I can just ask my friends if I really want to know something, or they can just tell me. I'm surprised you did it as well.
Yeah, oo, diba yung may time na nag-deactivate talaga ako sa
Instagram?
Oo, diba? Yun yung nag-deactivate ako. Tapos ngayon, parang I rarely open it. In-off ko yung notifications, and ganyan. So, open ko lang siya when I want to open it. Parang mas ganun. Parang you're bringing back the choice to you
Yeah.
The control to you. Na you're not driven by, parang it's routine already or automatic for you. So, I think yun din yung sa'yo Hindi naman siya yung, hindi mo siya makikita. Nagpo-post ka kapag gusto mo mag-post or kapag may nakita ka na kakilala na tinag ka, may nakikita ko yun sa'yo. Mas may control ka na ulit. Nice!
Yeah, let's see how far I can do this. It's becoming a habit for me not to check Instagram. But I tried to turn on my notifs na ulit because I realized that I still have friends who reach out to me
Through
Instagram. And that's not my goal to cut my relationships or my friendships. So, I turn my notifs on for messages, but I do not open it to scroll. The reels sometimes. Because it's entertaining. Nagpapasahan ng reels. But yeah, the scrolling is really lessened.
Nice. Happy to hear that.
How about
Salamat.
you, Zane?
For me, what has brought me joy or peace, I think, well, one, yung sa'yo din, kasi nga, parang, gaya-gaya po tumayang. Madali akong ma-influensya sa mga sinasabi ni Jem. Pero, aside from that, I mean, personally for me, for the past month or so, is just movement, like being active. Feeling ko yun yung, hindi ko alam kung joy, kasi chemically siguro, kapag after the workout.
Na hormones.
Yes, oo. Pero yung peace in a sense na kapag mag-workout ako and I do an activity, like I sweat and really just focus for an hour and a half, no, na punta ako sa gym, tapos mag-workout kami ng PT ko. Parang na-reset yung utak ko, or at least may peace and quiet na I-experience kasi you're just there and you know your purpose is just to exercise, just to
for
sweat.
you, for your body.
Yes, for my body. To celebrate na kaya kong, dagdagan natin yung weight nung leg press mo, for example. So,
the little accomplishments.
yes, oo, lalo na pag sinasabi ni coach na too easy. Easy, coach, dagdagan natin.
Dagdagan mo yan ng 10 kg.
Hindi naman 10 kg, mga 2.
Yes,
3. Maliit lang, idadagdag para may onting challenge. Pero yun siya sa akin, kasi I think, yun nga, busy nung yung headspace with all the information, with all that's happening prior to me working out. Pero when I am able to block off time for it, parang biglang, ang ingay. Tapos biglang, kumbaga, if you visualize it in waves, parang sobrang lakas nung waves. Tapos pag nag-workout na ako, humihinahon siya.
Yes.
Tapos nagiging mindful activity ko na din siya. Even yung pagpunta sa gym, kasi driving there, and then doing the workout itself, tapos even yung after mo na pabalik, parang biglang, okay, kalmado. Kasi nga, nalabas mo lahat. Nalabas mo through physical activity. Lalo when sinort na namin yung corporate nung coach ko sa yung kickboxing.
Ooh.
Oo. So parang ako, I really like kickboxing pala. Hindi ko na siya... So, sorry coach, hindi ako nakakabalik kasi busy. Yun nga. Pero may bagong new thing New thing na ginagawa ko. Tapos nakakatuwa kasi sinasabi na, ang lakas ko daw mag-punch.
Lahat ng galit.
And kick. So, yun nga, it celebrates yung, kaya ko pala to. And I guess, chemically nga kasi nakakatulong siya sa brain just to bring in the happy hormones back in.
That's naman talaga scientifically
Yes.
proven na you get to release those
Yeah, so ako gym, pero hopefully I can find time even at home. It's just, yun lang talaga currently yung nag-work sa akin kapag someone is guiding me in terms of the workout. But yun nga, medyo na busy, so hopefully I get back to it soon. But
you will. Claim mo na yan.
Yeah, oo. Bukas.
Para may ma-share tayo sa pod.
Yeah. Yes po.
Yes.
And pwede po bang ma-sponsor na lang?
Search. Sabihin mo na yung gym.
Search, yes.
Search,
Oo.
Shoutout mo yung coach mo.
Shout out kay Coach June. Ay! May benefit pa pag may na-refer through me.
Sabihin ni coach, kaya pala hindi ka nagwo-workout, nagpo-podcast sila.
Hindi, plano ko po tomorrow. Hopefully.
And Zane, gusto ko na i-touch yung sinabi mo kanina on mindful activity siya. It's really nice. Ako, like, I really miss running. Sorry din to my gym. Pero na-close na sila. I would not dare to say the name of this gym, but I think you guys know this gym is having... Search
na lang po yung articles.
But yeah, I miss running and may time talaga sa gym na nakita ko yung mga tao. Pag nagre-run sila or gumagawa sila ng certain activity, nanonood sila ng series. Kasi ako nag-music lang naman ako and then I just run, I stare blankly lang sa labas. Ako sa kalsada. So, tinry ko siya for a while now. Sige nga, try ko nga. Baka makakatch up ako sa series ko while running. And I didn't enjoy it. I lost the fun nung pag-run ko when I started distracting myself with another activity. So, yun na naalala ko siya when you said that you doing workouts is a mindful activity and you get to enjoy it pag you really, take time to exercise, to be, to be with your thoughts or to just do it, to be in the present moment, diba?
Dati nag-run kami ni Jem Tapos, yun din siya. Minsan hindi na din ako nag-music nun It's time for you to kind of give space na while your body is moving, your mind is being free of like the thoughts, no? And na-unravel i-scroll mo lang siya. Maganda siya.
Though, maybe some people enjoy it, the watching the series. Pero ako, I enjoy workouts more when I really get to be the present. Yeah, it's a good mindful activity.
Yeah, so we should work out more.
Yay! I hope I can to work out as well.
So hopefully, para may topic din,
Yes.
may light topic din. Yun na yung purpose
Yun na
namin
yung
lagi.
motivation.
Na may makikakwento kami. Alam mo, maganda din talaga motivation
Yes.
to live out our lives.
We're doing this for you guys.
Yes.
Joke lang.
so, recommend us experiences that you would want for us to try to do and maybe talk about soon in our later episode.
Diba? It's more, this question is better than kamusta. We should try to get to know our friends or, and maybe this is something they can ask their friends as well. Instead of just saying, kamusta ka? Okay lang. And then tapos na.
Sakto lang.
So, diba? It's a good question.
It's a very specific din kasi siya
it's
na tanong.
nice.
So, every start of our episodes, we will try to do this more regularly, no? Na we ask each other and then again, hopefully we also get to hear from
you guys.
or our listeners what has given you joy lately. Kasi I think, yun nga while meron ding struggles, I think mas madali yung ilabas
Yeah.
Yung struggles. Mas madali siya. Human nature sa atin. So, it's just a practice that we want to build for ourselves. Damay-damay na tayo dito sa practice na to. Ayun. But speaking of episodes, ano nga ba ang pag-uusapan natin today, Jem?
So this episode is more of a deep dive, a Mind Gush episode on
Solo traveling!
I'm so excited kasi
Yay!
exciting yung topic natin. I know we had a lot of experiences that we can share. To
Isa lang
everyone.
ako, ikaw yung marami.
Hoy, dalawa yung sa akin. Dalawa lang. So, and I think a lot of people din kasi, lalo yung mga nasa working age na, and they want to travel. And one of the questions I usually see online is, paano ba mag-solo travel? Is it safe? What are the countries that you can recommend? What to do? So, I think marami pa talagang tao na kailangan ng knowledge on solo traveling.
Yes, and ano siya, for me personally, siguro medyo preempting, pero ako yung stance ko dito is you should get to experience solo traveling at
Agree.
least once in your life.
I agree.
Yun siya. Kaya parang I'm also excited to talk about solo traveling.
Yes. I'm excited. I know we have a lot to share. Maybe we can both share ano muna yung ginawa natin, saan tayo pumunta. More of our own travels. I had two, but I think mas marami ako share on the recent one. But I'll try to inject some learnings then from the first one. But then, maybe we can share things we learned.
Okay, sure. Let me start in terms of my experience. Muna. Or saan muna ako napunta.
Your
Siguro
experience,
mamaya nagko-connect ko na sa mga na-learn ko siguro insights from the experience, no? So, I just did my first solo, like yung legit solo travel for leisure purposes. Kasi I did it for work. Pero yung solo travel ko for leisure for me, I did it for my birthday trip last year. And medyo level up agad kasi in-abroad ko na siya agad. So,
All in ka agad.
all in ako agad. Abroad na foreign yung language. So, I went to Fukuoka, Japan. Yun siya sa akin. Tapos, I stayed there for about 5 days, if I'm not mistaken, to celebrate my birthday. Yun yung sa akin.
This was last year.
This was last year, and hindi ko alam kung na-share ko na to sa'yo. Pero nakabook na ako ng tickets ko for my solo travel this year.
I'm so proud.
It's also a birthday trip. So, parang gusto ko na siyang gawing tradition.
Okay. Ilang days to?
1 week.
Okay.
Yan.
Nice.
So, yan. That's for
I'm
me.
excited.
I'm excited too.
See, that's a proof na na-enjoy mo talaga yung solo travel. Tapos nakabukan na ng pangalawa. That's good.
Pero wala pa akong nagagawang preparations.
Kaya mo yan 2 weeks before.
So, yan for me. How about you? What's your experience with solo traveling?
Yes, I did 2 solo travels na. Just like you, diba? I wanted to start a birthday tradition where I solo travel somewhere every year. The first one I did in 2023 in local. Hindi ako kasing tapeng ng Zane. So, I did it in Siargao. Dapat 2024, I was supposed to do it, but life happened. That's for another episode. so much stuff happened in my life and I had to postpone it. So I did it this year and I went to one of my favorite places in Bali, Indonesia. I've been there in 2023 too and nagustuhan ko siya, so I went back for the solo travel.
Ilang days yon? Ilang days yung Siargao mo? Tapos
The
ilang days?
Siargao was 7 days. 7 days. And this Bali trip, maliit na bagay, 10 days. Thank you sa boss ko.
Salamat po at we're
Pinayagan.
given the VLs that we would need for these
Sabi
trips.
talaga. Tip talaga yun O sige, first tip. Talaga, isakupin mo yung dalawang weekend. So, kaya naman naging 10 days. Kasi yung Saturday, Sunday, tapos the next Saturday, Sunday, tinodo ko na talaga. As in. So, no regrets.
Dahil fresh na fresh pa ang yung recent solo trip. I wanna hear first from you, Jem.
For me.
For context, walang prepare
Yes.
to.
So, please bear with us kung medyo magma-mind gush moment talaga tayo na flow lang
That's
ng
the purpose.
thoughts.
That's the purpose. Okay, go ahead.
Sige. So, one of the things I learned in solo traveling is it gives you a perspective na there is really more to life than just your job. To expound on that is, it was a time talaga na I was really having some moments thinking about what career I should do. Dapat ba ganito yung ginagawa ko? I was really focused on my job. Actually, naging break nga yung solo travel ko because of all the things I was trying to process with my career and all. And, going through the 10 days in Bali, it's really different when you get to experience something new in life. And I was excited dun sa feeling na yun na I go to a certain place and I'm really in awe of everything. I felt like I really missed that feeling na I'm just amazed at everything. I've been, di ba? When you really stay in one place, medyo nalilimutan mo na yung na-excite ka about new stuff. But going there, I really felt excited about lots of things and going through the whole 10 days experiencing a lot of things in Bali, it really gave me that reminder that there's really more to life than just your job or there are bigger things in life. Parang your job is only a small portion of your life. And there's really so much more that you can experience from it. Parang that time kasi it was really a tough time. Feeling ko, this is my whole life. But when I went out for a solo travel, it really brought me that perspective na, okay, the things na wina-worry ko back home, ang little lang pala niya compared to the life I get to live. There's so much more to life. Can't really fully explain that feeling, but yun, it really gives you a different perspective, not just on job, but in different aspects of life. Yung mga pinoproblema mong little things, sometimes when you get to experience life and doing stuff for yourself, parang nagiging irrelevant yung mga tiny things that we really worry about. And you get to see, ang dami pa palang aspects ng life ko. Aspect pa pala ng life ko yung making connections with other people, discovering new things. So, yun. I think isa yun sa mga talagang na-remind ako when I went to my first solo travel that there's really more to life and there's so many lives to live. Parang I am really just happy that I get to travel and do things for myself instead of, worrying about the things that worries me back home. Parang ganun. And when I went back, I have better perspective and yun nga, mas maganda na rin yung pag-process ko ng mga problems. You realize there's really more to life than the day-to-day. Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Nagulat kasi ako sa first. Hindi pa ako parang, hindi pa siya kung ano pa yung mahahalungkat ko sa brain.
Oo, pero dahil siya yung mas recent.
Yeah.
Sa kanya ko na muna binat. I agree, definitely, no. I think that's a good packaging to solo traveling for those who are, kumbaga, hindi pa nila sure kung magsa-solo travel sila. Again, we're caveat namin dito, if you have resources, if kaya siya, hindi din naman maganda na pipilitin mo yung finances mo kung hindi pa talaga nandun, no? But something to consider saving up for as an experience if ever. But yes, I agree. Parang mas malaki pa pala yung buhay than yung na-experience ko in the past how many months na hindi ka pa nakakapag-solo travel ulit. Thank you for sharing.
How about you, Zane? What's your first learning
from solo traveling is I don't have to rush things.
Oh, yeah. That's
Kasi as what you've mentioned, I grew up, type A talaga ako. Parang very proud pa ako dati na type A ako. But the circumstances stacked up na hindi ko kaya maging type A for my first ever solo trip na abroad. I went through it na may plano naman ako, pero it's more of ayoko ipilit lahat ng gusto kong gawin in the 5 days that I was given. I realized in that process na I shouldn't rush things and more of abundance mentality na babalik din ako dito. Ma-experience ko din to ulit. So, parang mas naging present ako and mas na-enjoy ko yung experiences na prioritize ko for me to see kung kakainin ko, may pupunta akong restaurant or may gagawin akong experiential activity. Hindi ko siya ni-rush. Kahit yung paglakad ko lang sa street, no, yung pag-experience ng day-to-day commute ng mga tao dun sa Fukuoka, parang na-realize ko, ayoko siyang i-rush. Gusto ko siya namnamin in that aspect. Kasi I think lumaki din ako na, again, this is coming from siguro a place of some level of privilege. Before, definitely, yung kinalikayan kong experience in terms of traveling din with other people na parang, sulitin natin to. 3 days lang tayo dito. Lahat. Ipasok na natin lahat sa itinerary.
Turista mode ka talaga.
Yes, turista mode ka talaga. Na may benefits din yun, definitely. Pero, for me, hindi ko sobrang nananamnam yung city, yung buhay doon, yung experience, yung culture, yung people. Na-realize ko lang din siya along the way. Kasi I started out na parang, bawat araw may Google Maps ako na parang, ito, gusto ko to ma-visit.
May itinerary ka talaga.
May itinerary ako. Tapos, ang ate niyo, girl, lumapag ng gabi ng day before my birthday. Tapos, right after ng birthday ko na. So, syempre, nag-night out ako. So, hindi nasunod yung start ko ng second official day ko. So, parang doon ako na po siya, hindi mo dapat to i-rush. Kung ano yung malapit sa'yo, kung ano yung convenient, kung gusto mo namnamin yung isang, kunyari, temple or garden, okay lang. Kasi pwede mo namang balikan eh. Yun yung motivation mo pagkabalik. Na gusto ko pa kasi ma-experience ulit yung iba namang nakita ko lang pero hindi ko sobrang nababaran na areas, for example, kung saan ka man magta-travel. So, yun siya sa akin. The realization is, especially when you're solo traveling, again, hawak mo yung itinerary mo eh. Hawak mo yung oras mo. So, yeah. So, for me, it's really not rushing things and letting whatever it is na you experience there.
Yeah.
Kasi, first time din eh. Parang every time you visit a city, kahit siguro pa ulit-ulitin mo yun, each time will be a different experience.
Yeah.
So, yun for
Because
me.
you're a different you. When you get
Yes,
there the next
exactly.
time.
So, don't rush things.
And I think also, there's a lighter pressure kasi oras mo lang yung iniisip mo.
Totoo.
Diba? When you travel with friends or with family. Diba?
Yes. Oo, parang ang dami mo kasing ibang kino-consider.
Yes.
I mean, hindi yun masama. Again, may nilulugaran yon. Kung yun yung purpose mo, kasi na-experience ko na din yun, traveling with parents, traveling with parents as a kid versus as an adult. Iba din siya eh. Iba yung mga kino-consider mo. Pero pag ikaw lang, hawak mo lahat eh.
Kung gusto mong humilata lang today, 11 a.m. ka lumabas.
Yes!
Go!
Go! Oo.
Yes.
So, yun sa akin.
Just to add on that, I think na-share ko na din to before, Zayna. You get to travel the way you want to travel, kung ano yung cup of tea mo talaga. Like me, I discovered na hindi ko pala talaga cup of tea yung mag-sightseeing and to go on tours, diba? So, yeah, the same as you, I felt like I wasn't rushing when I was traveling or going to places in my own pace. Na wala akong sinusunod na, 2 p.m. kailangan nandito na, 3 p.m. nandito. You get to experience that when you solo travel.
Yes.
I mean, pwede naman siya with company, but mas nafe-feel mo siya when you really, lang, with your time.
What's your second major learning that you, got from solo traveling?
Okay. Another thing I learned from solo traveling is that it is the perfect opportunity to learn a different side of you and get to know yourself even better. I mean, when we just navigate to our daily lives, daily routine, there's really no time for us to do stuff that would really get to see another version of us. Though sometimes we do, but what I mean when it comes to solo traveling is that, for example, ako, when I travel with friends, usually wala na talaga akong medyo alam mo yun, yung nagzo-zone out. Kasi may nag-iisip na for me, hindi ako masyadong aware sa surroundings ko. Wala. As in, sumusunod lang ako sa mga friends ko. Ganon. But I think yun talaga isa sa mga nagulat ako actually when I traveled solo for the first time. No, siguro second time na nga sa Bali. That kaya ko pala din maging responsible for myself and be so aware of my surroundings. Yung ganong little things. And also, discover ko nang dito sa travel na to na ako pala yung type na gusto ko laid back lang. Gusto ko pag gabi, gusto ko pala nakahiga na ako, nagpapahinga na ako ng gantong oras. Or mas nag-enjoy pala ako na hindi pumupunta sa ganito pala yung mga trip ko. Sometimes kasi you can do that but you get so clouded pa rin when there are so many people deciding on a certain trip.
Yes.
Like, aminin na natin, kahit pa sabihin mo na gusto mo to, you adjust. Depende sa trip ng lahat na nakararami. So, ako, I really get to see a different side of me na, ganito pala yung mga gusto ko sa travel. Ganito pala yung mga trip ko. Ganito pala ako pag nasistress. Ganito pala ako pag napipeer pressure sa mga taxi driver. Kaya ko naman palang kumalma on the side. When you're solo traveling kasi you're responsible for yourself and that makes you think more and trust yourself more. That was really a surprising thing for me na, okay, I can trust myself naman pala when I travel. So why would it be so scary to travel alone? Kasi nung una, scary talaga siya, ha? Hindi ko itatanggi.
Yes,
Jane. Ako,
it is.
Diba? Like, I traveled solo in Siargao already and kinakabahan pa rin ako when I was going to Bali because I didn't know what to expect. Kaya ko ba talaga to be in a country na walang familiar, walang Pilipino masyado. I don't know the place. And
Wala kang personally kakilala.
Diba? Wala. And I told you this one that there was a point when I had an anxiety, like a panic attack at one point because it's starting to sink in that I am alone in a country that wala talaga akong matatawagan na pag kinailangan ko sila, I'm just really on my own. But like I said, that's a really good realization for me na, okay, when I had the panic attack, okay, kaya ko pala siya i-navigate when I do this. When I just start to think about this, take deep breaths. You know, you realize, kaya ko naman pala i-handle yung sarili ko. I don't need to call anyone right away, though I can. So it really is a way for you to discover more about yourself. And so next time, you get to trust yourself more because you know sarili mo. Kaya mo yung ganong aspect ng life. There are little moments when you get to test your capabilities and you test really yourself kung paano ka pag sa ganitong situation. Kasi nga minsan yung routine yung life natin, wala tayong different situation na napuput tayo into So, being able to travel alone, you're pushed to connect with other people, then I think it really shows a lot of sides na hindi natin usually nakikita na, ay, ganito pala tayo. So, it's a nice discovery. And me personally, you can tell your experience, Zane, but me personally, I think I loved myself more after I solo travel. Na, wow, kaya ko palang gawin to. Kaya ko palang pumunta sa isang bansa ng 10 araw. At
Mahirap
gawin
yun,
ng mga bagay-bagay na to. Like, you know, kaya ko pala mag-interact sa ibang lahi. You get to talk. Yung gano'n na mga simple realizations na if I stayed and if I don't get to go out of my comfort zone, which is my country and my daily routine, I wouldn't even know it. I wouldn't even discover that side of me. So that's what I mean when I say that solo traveling gets you to learn that side of yourself. Because I know there are opportunities naman. But iba yung opportunity, you're really on your own. Like, literally, you're on your own, kid. Sabi ni Taylor Swift.
Totoo.
You're on your own, kid. Ganun talaga. Maybe you had that feeling too, Zane.
Yes. Actually, sabi ko, oh my God, yun yung shinare ni Jem, yun din yung naisip ko.
Okay, nauna na.
Pero, yes, I definitely agree. Sumagi lang to sa utak ko nung while you were sharing also the thought na yes, these realizations no that we get and experiences we get when we do solo traveling. Honestly, oo, kaya din naman siya on a day-to-day, pero hindi siya yung kailangan mong intentionally i-experience on or hanapin or make sure na ma-experience mo yun sa buhay mo on a day-to-day. Which is, again, sometimes din naman yun yung priority natin to get to know more of ourselves. Yun parang napaprime ka with the right conditions when you're solo traveling to open up na, in a certain situation na typically sa araw-araw hindi ako faced with, ganito pala ako magre-respond. Na kaya ko pala na ganito. Tapos yun nga, added factor siya na literal you're out of your comfort zone. Kasi it's not just you're in a possibly new place that you have not yet discovered. Pwede din naman bumalik ka sa place na travelan mo na before, but maybe with other people. Pero iba pa din siya. Tapos, iba pa yung mga kasalamuha mo. Ang dami mong hindi kontrolado compared to your day-to-day way na alam mo na how this person would react to whatever you say, or alam mo na pag pumunta ka sa office, ito yung may experience mo ng 8 hours. Yung ganon, hindi mo siya magagawa eh. So,
you're in your comfort zone.
Yes, literally outside of your comfort zone ka. So, ano talaga, kumbaga the environment and the situation is primed well for you to actually get to know yourself in a different level, or see yourself in a different light.
Yeah, and sabi nga nila, diba, the best time to really get to know yourself is to spend time with yourself.
Yes, oo.
Diba, without the triggers or the effect ng decisions ng other people around you. So I think when you are really alone with your thoughts, ikaw lang magde-decide for yourself. Magkamali ka man, that's a learning from you that you made a decision. That's you. Parang, okay, next time, noted, ganito yung gagawin. But the point is that you get to spend time with yourself and discover things on your own terms, or at least with your own thoughts and how you process them. So it gives you that sa solo travel, right?
Yeah, kaya din ako, talaga ako, parang
an advocate.
An advocate of an advocate of solo traveling. Again, if kaya ng resources.
Yeah.
Yun nga kasi hindi mo siya natural na ma-experience, or ang daming open up. Kumbaga kung game siya, it's a side quest na hindi yun yung naka-program sa'yo sa pang-araw-araw. So if nandyan na yung opportunity, why not? Of course, still thinking about considering your safety. Hindi naman ibig sabihin mag-isa ka doon, hindi mo na pwedeng i-update yung kakilala mo or trusted mo. Ganun naman yung ginagawa natin, di ba? Like, safety purposes. We're women. So, we still have to, unfortunately, we have to really take the precaution. So, you just share where you're at, update ka sa pamilya mo, update ka sa loved ones mo. Pero iba pa din na parang, ako nga to, how will I respond?
Yeah. What decision will I make in this certain situation? Yeah.
Yeah. Naunahan ako eh. Yung sa second.
Buti na lang, talaga, inuna ko tong thought na to.
Ay, nako.
Okay, Zane, we'll give you time to think about another.
Yeah, pero ako siguro in relation to that, particularly honing into the learning that when you're solo traveling, while you're getting to self-reflect, kasi ako, I'm a very introspective person. So, nagmuni-muni talaga ako. I think it's a natural experience when you're solo traveling eh. Siguro, for me, coming from the perspective na ako, naturally introverted akong tao, naturally shy ako na person to others, is that take the opportunity when you're solo traveling. Don't close yourself to connections, to interacting with other people. Of course, still trusting your intuition. Kumbaga yung vibe ng mga tao na kakausap mo na while you're still safe. Ako, top of mind ko naman yun. Pero parang in connection to yung napupush ka nga, diba, to discover na there is a side of you na kaya pala. Na typically, if I'm placed in a situation, napupunta ako sa isang restaurant, tapos, sige, magsa-solo dining ako dito. Hindi ako makikipag-usap sa ibang taong katabi ko. Yun siya, parang nakita ko yung value when I was solo traveling na, talaga, important pa din, to have yourself open to connections and possibly conversations, Doon ako natuwa na when I did my solo trip, particularly nung birthday ko, siguro kaya mas confident ako kasi parang birthday ko, may topic ako pwedeng pag-usapan when
you meet people.
Yes, when I meet people. Naturally, doon sa pinuntahan kong bar. Yung bar na hindi po yung party-party. Ano lang yun? Chill bar po siya. Disclaimer. Kung sninaban ko yung mga taong yun, may mga hindi ako siguro nakitang parts ng city na sila yung nakakalam kasi local sila. Yeah. Alam ko namang safe ako kasi I trusted my intuition also. But yun lang siya, parang the learning na when you're solo traveling, it doesn't mean naman na ikaw lang din, diba? But you get to connect with people na siguro kung hindi ka pumunta sa bansang yon, sa lugar na yon, hindi mo sila mamimit. Kahit na it's a brief conversation, kahit with, for example, shop owner, diba? Yung mga ganon. Ang dami ding key insights, is mas lumalawak nga kasi yung mundo mo and yung perspective mo sa mga bagay-bagay. Especially siguro kasi I did my solo travel abroad. Iba din talaga yung perspective nila. So, yun sa akin, that's what I've learned for me personally as an introvert. Don't close yourself up to connections when you feel naman na it's safe. Safe, basically yung tao na nakausap mo, diba? You're in a safe environment. Don't close yourself up to that. Kasi marami ding learnings and possible later on na, pag sila nag-visit o pag nag-visit ka ulit doon, may friends ka na. Diba? Na pwede mong hingan ng tips and kung saan pwedeng pumunta next. Yun sa akin.
Yeah, actually, gusto ko nga yung shinare mo. Just to add on that, pag talaga nagsosolo travel ka, it's really different when you're not close in a bubble ng kung sino-sino kayong magkakasama.
Yes!
Do you realize
Yeah,
that?
oo.
Na nag-Siargao ako, I never thought I would be able to talk to that much people on the travel. Kasi kita ka nila lalo, like, pag mag-isa ka lang. Then people are really coming up to you. Sabi ko, ay, hindi ko to magagawa. If I was with my friends, most likely, we will be in a bubble
Yes.
of our own and we will be the one talking to one another. But I've met more people sa travel when I was traveling solo. And I give a shout out to Anna.
Wow.
My friend that I met in my Bali trip. Siguro hindi kami magsa-start ng convo if I was really close in a bubble. I mean, again, this is, hindi siya yung in general, no? So, it's just, mas malaki yung chance that you get to close your circle kung sino-sino kayo magkakatropa.
Yeah.
Hindi ka talaga napupush to start a conversation with other people. Kasi nga, meron ka ng comfort ng company mo na friends eh. Unlike when you're traveling alone, you really get to be more aware of your surroundings. May certain type of feeling in you that you want to connect with other people.
Oo. At siguro ako kasi parang, we're still social beings. Kasi yun ngayon na-feel ko din naman yung travel na parang, I'm alone.
Yeah.
My birthday, I'm alone. parang may feel mo siya pag nag-solo travel ka. But again, if you make connections, you're not necessarily alone all throughout your trip. Diba? Parang small nuggets, para well-balanced siya. Kumbaga na may time ka for yourself, but at the same time, you get to meet other people. Yun nga, kunyari, yung couple na bar owner nung pinuntahan ko. Kasi kinausap nila ako kasi mag-isa ako. Nung parang, it's your birthday. Kahit may language barrier. Nakakatuwa as a feeling, yung ganun. Tapos mas gravitated talaga sa'yo usually yung mga tao. Kasi mag-isa ka.
Nakakamiss yung feeling na nagme-make friends na bago.
Oo, yeah.
Yeah.
Saka parang kahit doon mo lang sila makausap, it's a good memory.
Yeah.
It's always a good memory kahit minsan, nga ulit yung sinabi ko.
Yeah.
Ganon, nakakatuwa lang.
Yeah, me too. Again, I met Anna. She was also solo traveling. And up until now, we still send messages to one another. And I told her na pag napunta siya sa Pilipinas, I'll be here. And then when I go to her country, she will also. Kasi you meet people from different walks of life.
Yes,
and
agree.
It's really nice. It's a really nice experience. Yeah.
Okay. How
Galing
about
mo.
you?
Naisip ka.
Salamat. Mag-isip mo na ako ulit. So, last learning. Last na. Sabi mo
Actually,
tatlo.
ang dami pa talaga.
Okay.
But sige, I'll try
Sige,
to...
pwede naman yung pang-third ko sa'yo now.
Hindi, ayoko. Yung third learning ko is actually related dun sa sinasabi mo on safety and all that. Because my third learning from solo traveling is that solo traveling is not as scary as it sounds. I mean, I know there's a certain takot ka na pag solo ka. Yung sinabi ko nga kanina, you're on your own. But siguro kaya din you do that when you think you are kind of ready for it. Don't push yourself if you think you're not yet up for it just because everyone's doing it.
Yes.
You do it in your own time. Ako, it took me, my first solo travel was when I was on my late 20s already. So, and recent lang yung second ko. So, I felt like I was ready to take on the responsibility of taking care of my own when I travel. So, yeah. And when I say it's not as scary as it sounds, ang meaning ko naman doon, aside from making connections with people and people are usually nice, it's really an eye-opener for me when I visited Bali and I really felt safe. And the people in that country made me safe. You'll be so surprised that a lot of things that are happening, for example, in a place that you grew up in, especially if that place may mga, certain crimes na nangyayari, you'd be so surprised at how it is not something as usual in another country. I think you can relate because Japan, you can talk about it. You can second the emotion. Second the emotion here. You can tell me what you think about this thing. But when I traveled to Bali, at least in my experience, and at least in this specific country, I was there for 10 days.
Yeah.
And not once did I get catcalled.
Wow.
As in, wala. Everyone is very respectful. Motor yung main transpo system sa Bali, take note. As a girly na never nag-angkas or joyride sa Pilipinas.
Tita, pakitakpan na lang po yung
Pakiblock
ears
to,
na.
baka malaman ni mama. But yeah, somehow the drivers in Bali are really nice and they made me feel safe. They were very professional. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the drivers here are unprofessional. I never experienced it. But all I'm saying is that what I experienced there, if you are scared or if you're thinking about a country that you would like to try first for your first solo travel, I think I can recommend Bali, Indonesia. Because, yun nga, like I said, the people there, the locals, are very respectful. They're very friendly. Para sila mga Pilipino. They're really nice. And they speak English. So, they're not afraid to talk to you. Talaga makakapag-connect ka sa kanila. And yun nga, going back to the motorcycle thing, na kinatatakutan ko pa noon. Sabi ko, maglakad na lang kaya ako buong time ko sa Bali, no?
Maglalakad siya sa may bukiran.
Not even once did I feel na may nambastos sa akin or made me uncomfortable during the ride. So, they were very respectful. Kahit yung time na kinuwento ko sa'yo, Zayna, I prayed for my life dahil dumaan kami sa isang liblib, eskinita.
Parang bukid, diba?
Yeah,
May bukid side
bukid
pa.
na may mga talahib, na walang ilaw at all. And I really prayed for my life. The driver just reassured me, "Are you okay, ma'am? Whatever it is that we're afraid of, if we're afraid of for our safety, siguro it would pay if you just research about the place.
Yes.
That's number one. You research about the place you're going to and make sure that you're also prepared. Again, when you're solo travel, like I said, you're responsible for yourself.
Yes.
No one's gonna be there to save you right away. Ako, at that time, I felt like I was responsible for my safety. So, kailangan ko din namang alagaan yung sarili ko. So, hindi naman ako like,
Walwal lang siya.
walwal na 1 a.m. Uwi. Hindi. I still try to go home at least early in the evening, and then I sent to my mom my Grab tracking, and then to my friends. You know, find ways to safeguard in yourself. But
Yes.
all I'm saying is that, you know, safety talaga, if that scares you, sana it's not the thing that really stops you from solo traveling. That's my point. Ang daming foreigners sa Bali, and they were also very respectful. No one made me feel uncomfortable in there. And sabi nga nila, I think dun sa Bali, baka daw yung religion, I don't know. I hope safety and feeling scared because you might not be safe, I hope that's not something that stops you from solo traveling, because it is
Not
really,
as
it's
scary.
not as scary as it is. So, do you have any other thoughts on that? Sing?
Ano siya eh, parang sa akin, oo nga, wag ka pangunahan ng takot mo. And hopefully, to anyone who's listening to this, no? Kasi ako, before, parang hindi ko rin siya ma-imagine for me to do solo traveling. Kahit, to be honest, may funds to solo travel, kahit locally lang, 'di ba? Until I had someone, I had my sister, and then I have Jem share to me experiences nung how it was for them doing solo travel. As women also, I think that also factors in yung takot lang of our day-to-day realities, no? Kasi yun nga you get to experience how it is naman din for other places, may possibly other countries, and sino na medyo pala yung vibe. Of course, may mga ano din naman sila. Syempre may pros and cons naman bawat bansa. Pero yun na, wag mo panganahan ng takot. Totoo yun. Not disregarding the fact, of course, take precautions.
Yeah.
But it's not as scary.
Have safety measures for yourself. Like ako, as a woman, diba? You still feel somehow, minsan hindi safe. So I brought may pepper spray talaga ako, meron akong whistle, may alarm, yung nabibili ngayon, I highly recommend that you buy that. Meron na nun sa mga online shops. Yung mga alarm that you can pull pag you feel scared, may mga nangyari. And I always pray the entire time or every day that I bring that is that I don't get to use it. But it's really nice pa rin to have it just for, you know, to give you that safer feeling din. So, yun nga, ikaw din naman yung magsisecure din for yourself and find ways to make sure din na wag naman mangyari, but if you feel na you're not safe, you have something then with you.
Yeah.
And did you experience that? What did you feel in Japan? Did you, as a woman traveling alone in Japan, would you recommend Japan as a place to solo travel?
Ako, yes. So, as long as you do your research, ako, I also felt safe. And yung being scared siguro as a feeling, entering to it, kahit on the flight, may ano pa rin ako, parang, tama ko tong ginagawa ko. Anong gagawin ko pagkalapag ko? But, alam mo yun, medyo trust, it will bring you back to, okay, I will trust other human beings na kind din naman sila. And, ano yun, parang ma-experience mo siya na there will be people to help you out. Tapos, yun nga, parang, ano din hindi ko naman siya na-feel. Siguro may mga moments na pag dumadaan nga ako dun sa medyo, iskinita na parang nag-up yung senses ko. Pero it's not like all the time, no? Yung catcalling, wala naman, siguro hindi ko naiintindihan yung lengguwahe nila. Kaya din hindi ko siya na-experience. Pero yun, wag lang kayo pangunahan talaga ng takot. Si Fukuoka, ako, parang beginner-friendly siya. More than, for example, Tokyo kaagad, big city kaagad. Ako, okay sa akin yung Fukuoka as a starter place in Japan for you to visit if you are solo traveling. Kasi quite peaceful din talaga yung life. May mga moments na naglalakad ako doon, 11 na, 12. Tapos, lakad lang ako. Wala akong any, like, sense of danger.
Yeah.
Kung baga.
Not all people are
Yeah.
bad.
It brings
I think.
back your faith in,
Yeah,
in humanity, in a sense.
Of course, make sure to do some stuff to stay safe.
Yeah,
No?
precautions lang.
Lagi naman. Not just
Safeguarding,
in every country, I think. No
Dapat
matter
hindi
how safe
mawawala.
it is. Yeah. Hindi
Oo,
siya
kahit
mawawala.
sabihin ng articles na this is the
Yeah.
safest country.
Still.
Mag-precaution ka
Yeah.
pa din ng, just for you, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my third learning is that you don't allow na yung takot just because you're traveling solo stops you. Okay, that was a long one. I was thinking if I was gonna share that because it might be misinterpreted like I'm putting some countries to a bad light. It's highlighting na I felt really safe when I traveled to Bali. That's it.
So, wala, ang pangunahan ng takot.
Yeah.
Still try to explore.
Yeah.
A little risk is good in our lives.
Trust yourself. Okay, Zane. I
Ayan.
think you had
So,
lots of time.
Dinelay ko yung sa akin kasi hindi ko alam kung anong sasabihin. Ano ngayon nasa utak ko? Meron na akong
Pwede hindi malalim. Like, maybe you learned something na you think every solo traveler should know.
So, okay. So, sa akin, siguro yung last learning ko talaga siya. Maybe solo traveling. Depende din kung nasa ang stage ka ng buhay mo.
Oh, yeah.
Hindi ko na na-experience kasi yung early 20s na nagsisolo travel ako. Pero I guess it's never too late to start solo traveling. Yun yung na-realize ko din na parang maybe it was better for me to travel when I was in my late 20s. Kasi there are things na sure ako sa sarili ko, pero at the same time, may things na mas open ako to explore and maybe experience more. Diba? Medyo connected siya dun sa sinabi mo kanina na you get to know yourself more, but at the same time, siguro if I traveled in my early 20s, if I had the resources back then, baka iba yung experience ko and iba yung ma-feel ko sa solo traveling. Definitely, I know people, in my immediate circle na were more adventurous during their early 20s. And iba din naman yung nakakwento nila, and I'm very thankful for them sharing their experiences and their learnings from that time in their lives. Pero sa akin, yun, siguro, I guess it's never too late to solo travel. Kasi kahit sa akin na late 20s na ako. Ang saya niya eh. Sa iba yung experience. Yun lang. Parang na-realize ko lang siya na never too late. Never too late. So, kahit ano ka pa, kahit 40s ka pa, siguro kahit may pamilya ka na, tapos lagi ikaw nagta-travel with them. Iba yung marirealize mo, iba yung experiences, and I think iba din yung madadala mo depending on which stage in your life you're currently at. And hindi din lang dun siya particularly kabit sa edad. It's more of yun nga yung kung nasaan kang season ng buhay mo. Tapos doon ka mag-solo travel. Hopefully, given the resources, continue na the privilege is there for us to experience solo travel both locally and internationally. It's something that we try to regularly experience if possible. Yun siya sa akin.
I love that kasi I think a lot of people, they would think, too late na, ano na ako, baka umasawa na ako, or I'm on my late 30s, or something like that. Or masyado pa akong young. Just start. Just do it. If you feel like you are ready to experience it. That I totally agree with you. There was a point when I was doing the solo travel na I thought, ay sana pala ginawa ko to nung mga bata-bata pa. Kasi iba rin naman kung kabataan days. Iba yung magiging adventurous natin.
Iba yung risk, let's
iba
go.
yung mga decision, yung frontal lobe natin hindi pa buhunan. So, baka mas ano natin. But after thinking about that, I also realized na hindi. There's a perfect time for everything in our lives, and maybe this is the perfect time for me. Had I gone solo traveling when I was in my early 20s, I'm not sure na baka hindi pa ako fully ready or fully responsible to do it, or I might have done something that would make me not like solo traveling because I was young and medyo immature, and maybe I wouldn't have done it na ulit. So, I had faith in the fact na things really happen in the perfect time na dapat magagawa yun. And I think for me, traveling during my late 20s, gave me enough wisdom na, or at least I'm a bit wiser in terms of making decisions for myself. Like I said, yung first travel ko na solo, marami talaga akong mga mistakes doon. And I learned from that. And it didn't really stop me from traveling again. And the second time, I really enjoyed it already because I learned from it. Baka nung early 20s ko, baka hindi ko siya ganun pinrocess. Baka naging trauma siya for me and I don't do it again. So, yeah, I like what you said na it's never too late to do it.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. And you can do it again in another year and it will be totally different. It's not the same. So, like, me and my first solo travel was, and my second one was really different. So, I can totally agree with that na just start, just do it. I highly recommend solo
Yes.
travel.
Oo, kahit ano ka na, may anak ka na.
Yeah, you
Solo
know,
travel ka din. Iba din yun,
ay, alam mo, narinig ko sa podcast ni Bianca Gonzalez that she, kahit I'm not sure kung 40s na siya, but di ba may asawa na siya and
Yes,
anak,
oo.
and her husband still supports her to go solo traveling because that's something that she does for herself.
Yes, agree.
And you can really do it or start it if that's your cup of tea. Again.
Yes. Kanya-kanya naman.
Kanya-kanya
We're
naman.
just here to promote it.
Yeah, because some people, they're not also a fan of solo traveling. I also heard naman some people na ayaw daw nila talaga na mag-isa. There's no way to know unless you do it.
Unless you try.
Yeah, unless you try it.
Yes. Ayun, yes, naitawid ko yun.
Naitawid mo yung third learning. I love it.
Ayun. So, yun ang aming learning. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Jem. Alam ko marami pa siya, no? But
Yeah.
hopefully, pag may
By next solo
part 2,
travel.
parang
Yeah.
refresh. Pag naka-gather up pa kami ng more experiences and solo traveling. Hopefully, we can share more. But, final thoughts on solo traveling for me is something, if given the resources, it's a recommended life experience ko. Because you will get a lot from it. Not just learning about yourself, but connecting with others that missed connection na siya pag umalis ka na dun sa lugar na yun and bansa ngayon. Yun siya sa akin. How about you?
Me, I think solo traveling is a life-changing experience that I think I recommend that people get to try at least once sa buhay nila. And siguro if you want to find reason to be grateful, then when you solo travel and you get to, it gives you that sense of, wow, sobrang thankful ko that I get to do this.
Yes.
I get to appreciate your life even more. Because when I was at the beach in Bali and I was just sitting there, alam mo yun, nakatitig lang talaga ako sa dagat. All I can think of is, wow, how lucky I am to be here and to get the experiences. Because like you said, hindi lahat kaya, may resources to do it. Fortunately, I had the resources and I was really thankful. I was thankful for, nung moment na yun, naging thankful talaga ako for a lot of things in my life that I don't really get to realize every day. Na I was thankful for my job because it pays to, thank you po sa corporation namin, sa our company. So
Salamat.
I got to be thankful for my job that I get to do it. I was thankful for my family because they support me. Even if my mom was really scared, she still allowed me to go and experience this. My dad. And I'm a very spiritual person and thankful talaga ako kay Lord na, wow, thank you for letting me live this life that I get to experience this stuff. It has a huge effect on you when you start to be really grateful about a lot of things in your life. And ako, having gone through a lot before my solo travel, a lot of challenges, gave me that sense of, wow, I really survived a lot of things and I'm so thankful that I did hang on na nag-push through lang talaga ako because now I'm here and I get to experience this. So, yun, I can't put it into words, but being grateful and appreciative pati sa sarili mo for being strong enough to survive things and being in that certain moment in your life where you're traveling and you're by yourself, and it's a really nice feeling. So I hope our listeners will also take a time to consider maybe doing something new for themselves this year and my second half pa
May
year.
kalahating taon pa tayo.
Maybe you get to book that flight.
Marami pang seat sale.
Or kahit naman hindi flight You can go somewhere.
Mga taga-south, pumunta kayo north. Sa mga taga-north, pumunta taga-south. Ganon.
Mag-staycation lang kayo. Just take the time to. Doesn't have to be something grand na mag-out of the country ka or flight. You know.
Agree.
Just do it.
Agree. Natawa lang ako kasi beach. May ganun din ako.
Really, iba yung effect.
Iba yung effect ng nature. So, yeah. I think you've heard naman throughout how life-changing it is for us. So, hopefully, someone gets inspired to explore especially if hindi nyo pa siya sobrang nako-consider or dati 2080 pa kayo sa
I hope this helps.
solo traveling. Hopefully, helps move the rating for you in terms of how solo traveling can be an option na experience. Ayun! So,
Thank
yun
you,
yung
Zane,
learnings
for all
namin.
your learnings
Yes,
too.
thank you also, Jem.
I learned from you too.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay.
And alam ko marami pa yan.
Pero,
marami pa si Jem share. So, sa next round na lang
Yes,
namin. Kasi
yes.
we plan nga naman to make it as much as possible as a tradition for us to do
Yeah.
solo traveling. But, as promised, after our learnings, we will be sharing just some hacks and maybe tips that we learned along the way while experiencing traveling alone. As a type A.
Yeah.
As a type A, kahit na sinabi ko kanina na, try not to have an itinerary, please do your research as much as possible. Kahit yung hindi siya yung research ng articles, simpleng, you have information at the tips of our finger, right? So, TikTok, YouTube videos, I think it's very helpful. Makikita mo yung experiences talaga ng mga tao and how the place will look like. Doon sa mga hindi mo panatag or scared pa, no, entering into a new experience. For me, that helped. Na I did, kahit somehow may research na ano yung good areas, ano yung pwede kong i-first off my list. Tapos from there, kung may makita ako, pag nandun na ako, edi sige, punta ako dun. Pero yun, please do your research. Yun. And siguro, ano ko na dun, gamitin nyo si Google Maps. Sobrang okay siya, lalo when you're traveling abroad. At least in general countries, I think Google Maps works
Yes.
naman. Go.
Agree.
Yes.
Thank you, Google Maps, for saving me.
Yes,
A lot of times.
Kasi pwede ka dong gawa ng collections. So, ganun yung ginawa ko na parang, kung kunyari in a day, ito yung mga gusto ko, or pwede mo siya i-categorize kung how you would want. Tapos nakapin na lahat ng areas. Para nakikita mo din, if I'm currently here, ano yung malapit sa pinned areas ko na gusto ko i-visit. So, yun. That's it for me.
And,
Take it away, Jen.
Yeah, siguro, this one's for my overpacker girlies. Like me. Ako overpacker talaga ako. Like, medyo indecisive ako about stuff. So, parang, dadaling ko na lang to just to be sure kasi ganyan. And a lot of times, naiinis ako kasi parang dami kong dinala dun sa travel. Tapos hindi ko naman ginamit, hindi ko naman siya, nakadagdag lang talaga sa bigat. So, siguro my tip is that plan out your outfit. And even kung kaya mo down to the accessories, to the look, you will make a note. It's sa phone nyo lang, it's a notes. And really plan out what you're going to wear for this specific day. Kung may change costume ka sa gabi, i-plan mo na din. You know what? It saved me a lot of baggage, allowance. Doing that. Kasi before talaga overpacker, when I started doing that, so nakalagay talaga sa notes app ko, day 1. As in, yung orange top, khaki pants, as in the whole look. So, nakalagay na talaga siya every day. So, yun. So, pagdating sa packing, on the day of the packing, I just follow everything that I have in mind. And yun lang yung dinadala ko. You know what? Really saved me a lot. Kasi, wala akong masyadong excess stuff. Like, you plan ahead. I-plan mo na talaga yung outfit. Kasi tayo mga girls, marami talaga tayo usually kaartehan at gusto natin, hindi tayo makadecide. You know what? TikTok or the internet is available. Research the place. See what outfit you think bagay. And make a decision na. It will save you a lot of time.
Agree.
Before you get in. So, decide mo na if this, or pwede ka naman magka-extra outfit. Pero at least I think it will lessen if you really planned out or for day 1. Sa notes ko talaga makikita ko yun. Na meron akong day 1, day 2, hanggang doon sa 10 days ko, lalo yun ang haba nun. Nakaplano lahat ng outfit ko for the day. And yun, at least hindi na ako nag-overpack ng clothes.
Okay. Pwede ako mag-jump off from your ano. Kasi nagganyan din kami. Hindi na solo travel, pero nadala ko siya dun nung nag-solo travel na ako to Japan. Kasi quick background, I went to Japan a few months earlier than my solo trip with my sister. So, may kasama ako. Doon din, medyo hindi ako naging type A doon. Naging type B ako. Pero may learning pala doon, no, na, kasi overpacker din ako. So, if again, ito caveat siya, kapag may resources or budget kayo, or alam nyo nang magsha-shopping din naman kayo doon sa bansang yon, might be, no, also consider, lalo kung long stay ka doon, like more than 3 days ka, for example, na baka pwede, doon mo nabilihin yung outfit mo. May ganun na kanya, parang, particularly, kung bibili din naman ako ng sapatos, hindi ko na dadalhin lahat ng sapatos na option ko. Kung ano yung mabili ko doon, susuotin ko na din siya. So, at least, pagkabalik mo, yung luggage space na na-save mo, nandun na yung sapatos. Kumbaga, hindi doble-doble. Yun yung isa din na ano ko. But again, if mag-shopping ka or may resources ka for it, lalo kung plano mo naman mag-shopping.
Lalo kung Japan.
Oo.
Na mas mura yung shoes and yung mga GU
Yes. Oo,
na
totoo.
bilihan nila na we love. So,
Tapos match pa sa weather nila kung doon ka bibili. Ako talaga yun. Kasi may mga laundry places din naman eh. At least ma-explore mo din yung day-to-day na buhay ng mga tao doon na, ganito pala sa palabahan sa kanila.
Yeah.
Diba? Interesting din. Yun yung, add ko lang. Yun yung sa akin.
No, that's helpful too. Kasi tama naman. I think at one point ginawa ko yan. Parang bumili ako ng swimsuit sa Bali na. Sabi ko, kesa dito ako bumili, bakit hindi ako bumili sa ibang bansa na I get to try kung maganda yung mga clothes nila doon. Yeah, it's really a good
and ano
experience.
siya when you also buy clothes there, tas you wear it, tas you again wear it when you come back, may special memory yun sa'yo na every time suot mo siya, parang, uy, ito yung binili ko. Or, I remember the time that I went in this little shop. Ganyan.
Uy, totoo yan. Parang yun na yung souvenir mo.
Oo.
True.
Right?
I felt that when, yun nga, yung swimsuit na binili ko sa Bali, then I really made it, gusto na lang yung souvenir ko, hindi na ako bumili ng anything else. At least, ano siya, pwede ko pa siya magamit. Hindi lang siya naka-display sa bahay. So, it's nice.
Agree.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow! Wala na. Okay
Wala
na.
na, okay
We can
na.
save some for the next episodes naman. But yeah.
That's it for us.
Wow! Naitawid natin ang episode 2!
Yes, naitawid po namin ang episode 2. Yeah, for those who have experience, no, baka mas veterano pa po kayo sa amin in terms of solo traveling. Please, we would love to hear your learnings and again, hacks and tips about solo traveling. That can definitely help those who are considering doing this, no, soon.
Yeah, yung Spotify may comment section siya, so maybe you can share na hindi pa nakukuha yung Mind Gush. Nauna pa yung mga recording bago gumawa ng social media account.
Halatang passion project talaga na hindi po kami marketing girlies.
Update natin sila on our next episode on ano yung mga handles natin. But for now, go Zane, if you have
and
last...
maybe for those who have stumbled upon our episode, hopefully this has helped you, give you new perspectives in terms of solo traveling from two girls who just, very recently, no?
Yeah.
Very
Still
recently,
learning.
still learning about it. Hopefully, we were able to bring insight and yun nga, nakatulong kami somehow sa inyo. I'm looking forward to sharing more later.
Let's do
Mag-part 2
part
tayo.
2. Yes.
End of the year na po. So,
Okay,
please do look forward to it. And, I really enjoyed yung convo natin on solo traveling.
too.
I love it. How about you, Jam? Last words?
That's it. Just do it. If you're thinking about it, do it. If
I
it's
don't
not
like
your
it.
cup of tea, okay lang. You
Okay
know?
lang din.
Yun lang.
Yes, again, thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for listening in. We
guys.
hope you stay
And girls.
tuned for our next episode.
Bye!
Bye-bye!